Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the Escape. And also, if you happen to like all things nerd and geek, then I definitely think you should consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, by the way. So, the Morbius movie is pretty darn weird, in my opinion, but I have some nice things to say about it, unlike Venom, before I actually saw it. It has a dark atmosphere to it that makes it different from other typical MCU movies, and that actually makes me happy. But there's also the fact that this takes place in the same universe as Venom does, so we're probably gonna see a Sony crossover with Venom and Morbius because they're trying to make a cinematic universe with Spider-Man villains, turning them into good guys, and not having Spider-Man included, which is really fucking weird. So, Michael Morbius has the same disease that he has in the comics and every other iteration, and he uses bat DNA to cure himself from his disease. And what do you know? It doesn't exactly cure him in the way he wanted. And there are a lot of horror elements in this trailer that make me really happy, and I'm happy for Jared Leto. And the fact that he isn't some crazy dude with a bunch of tattoos plastered all over his body. So, I'm really liking this, but the montage of him learning his powers really harkens back to early 2000 superhero movies, which could be a negative sign for the movie overall. It would probably be just like those 2000 superhero movies. I mean, what the hell is this, 2002? Come on, Sony, you're better than that. So, we also get a bunch of random scenes cut together, and we get an Easter egg of Spider-Man. There are also a bunch of characters that I have no idea about. And finally, there's one last scene that evokes horror movie vibes for me. A lot, actually. And I really like this scene. And we finally get a reveal of Morbius, and I really like this design. It's intimidating, it's scary, and hopefully it'll have an R rating. And we find out that Vulture is in it, which means that this movie actually takes place in the MCU, which is pretty surprising. So we might see a Morbius and Spider-Man crossover, which might actually be pretty decent. But since Morbius and Venom are in the same universe and Morbius is in the MCU, oh shit. Okay, fine. This might be a good addition to the MCU. And at least we're going to have more diversity in terms of tone for the movies, which makes me really happy because I don't want to see 10 Ant-Man Wasps in a row in terms of tone. I want to see variety like we did basically in Phase 1. With all those 6 movies, we could differentiate them with their tones. This was also the case in some parts of Phase 2, but we don't really see that anymore in Phase 3. And now that Phase 3 is over, I'm a little bit afraid that it might get too generic and blandish, but Morbius could be a new hope for the MCU going forward with its different tone, and this could really spice up the MCU. So, those are my final thoughts. If you happen to like this video, please leave a like, that would be appreciated. And I will see you in the next video, guys, and I love you 3000.